To understand my Father, you must first become as little children. Aleph is the ox, the fool, air. The fool is the green man wildly fixed upon the fish of the most secret mystery. He is the great womb of the universe. The fool is bisexual, and from him all life comes. He is the lingam and the yoni. He is zero, nothingness. But even more, the fool is negation. Now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered over the great deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. For Aleph is the vacuum. Aleph is an uncarnated soul, the precursor to the Big Bang, but Aleph is also the point into which the universe will return upon its reversal of the great expanse. For it is the Aleph and the Omega, for its glyph is zero, Aleph is infinity, Aleph is the mind before it becomes tainted with the self. For the fool is Bacchus, or Dionysus, or Pan, the gods of the vine, for it is the end to nomadic life and the start of agriculture. It is spiritual intoxication. It is the God within realizing itself. It is the God within vulgarizing its creation for the chance of willed salvation. Aleph is the spiral. It is the fly-foot cross. Aleph is prana in the Sanskrit. It is the spiritus of Latin. It is pneuma in Greek and the rash of the Hebrew. Aleph is the fiery intelligence. It is the first of the three mother letters. To know, to will, to dare, to keep silence. Bet, house, Mercury, the magus. The number 1 is the ascribed glyph of the magician, for 1 is concentration. It is materialization from the void of Aleph. The house is symbolic of concentration. For Mercury was the messenger god of the Romans. Mercury was called Thoth or Tahuti by the Egyptians. He was known as Hermes to the Greeks. These gods personify the explorations and perfection of the arts and sciences, namely writing as a form of communication and record-keeping. Thoth was the ibis-headed god that was held painfully sacred to the Egyptians. These birds were symbols of concentration, and that later led to the bird being a symbol of divinity within the temples of Thoth. Baboons were also sacred symbols of Thoth, when seen as to see beauty, destroy the ego. Gimel, camel, the priestess, the moon. The glyph of the priestess is number 2, duality. See me, for I hath shown to be fearful, so that you may understand my tender hand. The priestess displays her foundation in the record she keeps. As the magus was Thoth, Hermes, and Mercury, the gods of writing, so is the great keeper of the record, for she, the priestess, is the scribe, the empty vessel that awaits to be filled. For her power is the power of reflection. She is the great receiver and harbinger of what she hath received in her travels. For she has crossed the abyss, and she now rests between the 2 hands of God. For God doth hath 2 hands, one that feedeth, and one that taketh away. For without her survey, we could not navigate through the abyss. She shows us the obstacles of ourself. She is the moon, and she guides us at night. For she is also a hunter of men, so fear her. Only the strong shall travel her path. She is beauty. She is sometimes called Diana by the Romans. She is Artemis to the Greeks. The Egyptians called her Isis. It is her veil that confuses men, and her light shall blind the weak-willed. For she holds the map to across the abyss. She will show you yourself. Rest, mother and father. This firstborn is a ruler of the universe. Daleth, door, empress, Venus, as the house of concentrated beauty that hath now thy temple, I entered through the door. The house was built by the Magik. Now we build a door as to freely come and go. For the empress is the nurturer. This mother hath milk. She is salt, Tamas. She is the joyful reception of both entering and exiting the abyss of Gimel. For she is the 7 holy gates. For her path creates right angles with the camel of the priestess. She is the link of wisdom and understanding. Invoke towards, banish away. That which is above is as that which is below. Hey, window, emperor, Aries, Tzadi, fishhook, star, Aquarius. The emperor has established his empire. For upon the house of Bet and the door of Dalet there is the window of Hay. For from the window the emperor can overlook his empire. The window also allows for the stars to shine upon his throne. For as the Aryan age was the bringer of the new dawn, so with the emperor is thus brought the foundation of resources. Tzadi is not the star. Is not the fishhook the profile of a man's portrait? The glyph of the emperor is 4. With the number 4 comes the realm of space, area. As, according to the Pythagorean tradition, 1 is the point, 2 is the line, 3 is the plane, and so 4 is the solid. This demonstrates the depth of the knowledge of the emperor, for he is sulfur, Rajas. The active principle is he. Do not cast pearls among swine. Vow, nail, hierophant, Taurus. The vow is a conjunction, a joiner of things, as is a nail. The hierophant gives sight to the realization that the higher self and the lower self must unify. For its glyph is the number of the human race, the number 5. This signifies the mastery of the mind over the 4 elements and the star, the secret silver star, Sirius. It is the first night to sleep after the toil of the work started by the Magik. This is the step of initiation. The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. The lesson is that if our minds are not able to demonstrate understanding, we have not successfully dismantled our inhibitions. It is the vision of Ezekiel. It is the nails on the hands of the Messiah. It is the embryo of the divine child in the early stages of gestation. For conception was held between the empress and the emperor.